Isolation Day 88, Sunday the 14th of June. I hope you're all well and you're looking after yourselves. So, it has been 5 weeks today that I have been transitioning from keto to low-fat, plant-based whole food. And every week what I do is, if you've been watching, I give you an update on the movements in my insulin consumption, in my carb consumption, in my fat consumption, and no, this week is no different. So I want to show you the movement this week, and yeah, so let's get into it. Have a look at this. This is the spreadsheet that I've been preparing every day and every week. This is the 8th to the 14th of June. And as you've seen in previous weeks, what I do is I don't look at each day individually. I do an average for the week and then compare it to on this summary sheet. So let's just go to the summary sheet. Okay, fat consumption on keto. This column is keto. On keto, my fat consumption was 102 grams. The advice by the Mastering Diabetes team is to consume no more than 15%, or roughly 15 grams a day for me. And I'm consuming anywhere between, well, I was down to 6 last week. So there's a 94% decrease in fat. But that is one of the most important factors here. You know, the whole impact of low-fat, plant-based whole food is dependent upon the amount of fat consumed on a daily basis. So that's why we're tracking it. Total insulin consumed was on keto 31.5 units. I'm now down to less than 20 units a day, 37% decrease. That's significant amounts. You know, that's moving every week. You can see that's moving. Basal insulin. Background insulin was 24.3 units. I'm now down to an average of 16 units. I know I'm closer to 15 units now, and I'm only a couple of days later. I'm changing this as we go to try and prevent the number of lows that I'm getting. I'm still getting. So there's a 34% decrease in background insulin. When you combine that with a 345% increase in carbs consumed, again, I keep on saying it and I'll continue to say it till we get to a stage where I'm in control of my blood sugars. That is amazing, because I've reduced total insulin consumed by 37%, reduced my background insulin, but the carbs consumed are 345%. So 3.5 times more carbs. That's amazing. The carb to insulin ratio, which is something that the Mastering Diabetes team look at, and they like to look at it as a whole on their decision trees. So I've moved from 1.8 grams of carbs to 9.8 grams of carbs per unit of insulin. That's almost a 550% increase, which again is astounding to a certain extent. What I've added this week, and I haven't looked at before, is just the bolus to carb insulin ratio. So just for the food that I'm eating, I want to take out the background insulin to a certain extent and look at this as a standalone. This is a Medtronic indicator. This isn't something that the Mastering Diabetes team look at, but I thought it would highlight what's happening on the food front. Bolus to carb insulin ratio, I was taking 7.7 grams per unit of insulin. You can see every week that we've gone through, this has increased. So I'm now able to consume 52 grams of carbs per unit of insulin. That's a 7 times, 672%, 7 times what it was 5 weeks ago. So that's the 5-week overview. I think you can agree with me, pretty astounding figures at times. If anything, those figures are still changing. You know, I'm still adjusting my basal rates. I'm still adjusting my bolus rates. They are still reducing. My insulin consumption is still reducing. And I think it will continue to do so. I haven't seen an issue in relation to the new pump. I was a bit concerned that the pump could have been giving me too much insulin, the old pump, because it had been recalled, but that doesn't appear to be a problem. I've had numerous examples of going low today, and I will present more of that coming up. I'm aiming to be on top of this by, it's the 15th today. I really want to have a day where I don't go low once before my 43rd birthday, which is the 27th of June. So stick with me and I will present to you more information on a daily basis. But as a standalone, I think you'll agree that those figures are pretty astounding. I will put a link below to give you an overview. Click into it, you can see the daily, you can see the summary. You know, I want to present that information to you so you can view it. It's on on Google Sheets, so feel free to use it yourself. And yeah, leave me any questions that you've got. You know, I've been doing these videos for a while now. I get very few responses, to be honest, which is fine. I don't have a massive issue with it. But if you do have any questions, or I can, you know, or if you've got any questions about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, just let me know, okay? And if there's anything that you're thinking about that you'd quite like a video on, I'm more than happy to spend some time and talk about other issues that people are facing. I know I'm concentrating on my blood sugars at the moment. There are plenty of other things that we can talk about. Okay, look after yourselves. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.